I'm born in Maastricht, I live in Maastricht, and I'm going to die in Maastricht. Because he was not proud of me. He never said, I love you. He never said, I'm proud of you.
Whispers of a tragic diagnosis have rocked André Rieu's inner circle, and now his son is breaking the silence. A sudden farewell, unexpected cancellations, and emotional behind-the-scenes moments suggest something serious is unfolding. Could this be the end of an era? Stick around and don't forget to subscribe for updates. André Rieu is a name that echoes elegance, joy, and unforgettable music. For over 5 decades, he's been the heart of classical crossover, leading the Johann Strauss Orchestra with an energy that seems to defy age. His concerts don't just entertain. They uplift, unite, and inspire. But recently, something shifted. Fans who followed his every performance noticed changes. Tour stops were quietly pulled, and previously scheduled appearances were postponed without much explanation. For someone as committed and consistent as André, even the smallest deviation was enough to raise eyebrows. Rumors began to swirl online. Was it fatigue, scheduling conflicts, or something more serious happening behind the curtain? Through it all, André remained silent. He smiled on stage, waved to his fans, and kept the music going until he couldn't. Then, his son Pierre Rieu stepped forward with a revelation that confirmed what many feared. The maestro was facing a serious health setback. It wasn't just another cold or jet lag. This was different. This time, his son's tone carried weight, and his words hinted at something deeper. A turning point for the man who always danced through life with a violin in hand. To understand the seriousness of André's situation, we need to look back to a time when his health first forced him off stage. In 2010, during what should have been a restful vacation in Belgium, André experienced a frightening episode. He woke at 3 a.m. to a spinning room, completely disoriented. As always, the children were there, 6 of them performing in his concerts, so at first he couldn't tell what was happening. By morning, he felt shattered, like something had snapped inside him. It turned out he was suffering from vestibular neuritis, a condition that disrupts balance and coordination due to inflammation of the inner ear. Even simple movements made him dizzy and nauseous. Standing up became a challenge, let alone performing in front of thousands. He had been pushing himself too hard, balancing multiple projects, learning new languages, and battling heat and exhaustion. André later admitted he lived life at only 2 speeds, full throttle or complete stop. Doctors advised him to cancel upcoming shows, including large tours in the UK and Australia. That was unheard of for André, but for the first time, he had to listen. He spent months recovering through balance exercises suggested by fans and rethinking his priorities. It was a tough lesson, but one he took seriously, or so it seemed, until the symptoms resurfaced years later. The most recent health scare began just as André returned to Mexico after 6 years. The buzz was electric. Thousands of fans, some traveling for days, filled the venues with excitement. The first 2 concerts in Mexico City went smoothly, and everything seemed on track. Then, without warning, André fell ill. Less than 24 hours after the second performance, he developed a strong flu, accompanied by a high fever and intense fatigue. His team initially hoped it was something he could push through, but it quickly became clear he couldn't. His son Pierre later revealed how hard the decision was. The altitude in Mexico City, the jet lag, and the lack of rest had all combined into a perfect storm. André had just 1 day of rest after a long flight before taking the stage. It wasn't enough. Pierre admitted that André tried to stay strong, but his condition deteriorated fast. The team had no choice. They canceled the rest of the tour and rushed André back home. For fans, the news was crushing. Many had waited years for this opportunity. Everything had been planned down to the smallest detail. Merch was printed, stages were set, flights were booked. André's crew, over 120 people, were also affected. Canceled performances meant financial loss and emotional stress. The hardest part? They weren't insured for this. Despite the heartbreak, Pierre reminded everyone, health comes first. But this moment revealed something deeper. This wasn't just a one-time illness. It was a clear sign that André's body was asking for rest. André Rieu is 74 years old, but you'd never guess it watching him conduct or glide across a stage. Yet the reality is catching up. Pierre acknowledged what many hesitate to admit. Touring the world at this age takes a heavy toll, especially when it involves long-haul flights, time zone shifts, and performances at high altitudes. Mexico City sits more than 2,000 meters above sea level. That thin air isn't just tough for athletes. It's draining for anyone exerting themselves on stage. Even André's lead singer Donna Alberti reported nosebleeds and extreme fatigue. During one performance, she had to pause mid-song just to hydrate. Emma, another singer, described the emotional roller coaster of going from performing for 10,000 people to hearing the tour was canceled the next day. Pierre admitted that traveling to places like Mexico and Australia may no longer be realistic. It's not just about André, it's about the entire team. Their health, their energy, and their well-being are also at stake. Backstage, André had told his wife he wasn't sure he could do this kind of tour again. The signs had been there. He was feeling the strain. And when the music stopped, the message was clear. Something had to change before things got worse. This isn't the first time André Rieu had to step back for reasons beyond his control. Back in 2016, fans were stunned when multiple shows were suddenly canceled. Many feared the worst, that André was suffering from another health issue. But the truth was different, and even more emotional. One of his trusted orchestra members had passed unexpectedly, and André was devastated. He didn't just lose a musician, he lost a friend. It hit him hard, and he needed time to grieve. The Johann Strauss Orchestra is more than a group of performers to André. It's his extended family. Every tour, every concert is a shared journey. So when news broke recently that a current orchestra member had suffered a heart attack before a UK show, fans felt deep concern again. The concert was postponed, and a new date is still uncertain. The pattern is becoming clearer. Emergencies, emotional burdens, and physical strain are all taking a toll. These events are reminders of how much André has given to his craft. But they're also signs that even the strongest need to pause, reflect, and heal, even when their hearts still want to keep going. After returning home to Maastricht, André took time to recover. And during those quiet days, he reached a conclusion he never thought he'd say out loud. He couldn't keep performing at the same speed anymore. His legs had started to shake before going on stage. His energy was fading. He feared he might collapse while performing. That fear became the tipping point. The decision to cancel wasn't just medical, it was emotional. It forced André to rethink what comes next. Pierre revealed that they're no longer planning to make up the canceled Mexico concerts. The risk is too high. Trips that require long-distance travel may be off the table. Even if André recovers fully, his schedule will be different. He still plans to perform in Chile, Argentina, and Colombia later in the year. But nothing is guaranteed. From now on, they're taking it 1 year at a time, one concert at a time. The focus is shifting toward concerts in Maastricht, where André can rest between shows and manage his time more carefully. He's cutting out media interviews, business openings, and non-essential appearances. Protecting his health isn't about giving up. It's about making sure he can keep doing what he loves, just in a safer, more balanced way. During the global lockdown, when stages were dark and audiences were silent, André discovered something unexpected: baking. He took comfort in simple recipes and late-night baking tutorials on his iPhone. Soon, it became more than just a hobby, it became therapy. His creations began appearing on social media, bringing smiles to fans who were missing his concerts. Eventually, he even landed a spot on the Dutch version of the Great British Bake Off, known as Heel Holland Backed. But when asked if he would trade music for baking, André laughed. Absolutely not. His passion for music runs too deep. Baking is a way to relax, not a replacement for the joy he finds on stage. Even in those quiet kitchen moments, André's heart was still with the music. It reminded him that while touring might change, his identity wouldn't. The violin may rest more often, but it isn't going anywhere. He just needed to adjust the rhythm, and maybe enjoy a slice of cake along the way. From his peaceful home in Maastricht, André Rieu has redefined what happiness means. He no longer chases every opportunity. Instead, he cherishes the few that truly matter. Summer concerts in Vrijthof are now his focus, beautiful, intimate, and close to home. He's no longer trying to be everywhere. Now, he invites the world to come to him. André often jokes that he plans to live until 140. And while that may not be literal, it shows his enduring spirit. He still has big ideas, fresh tour concepts, and endless creativity. He's not finished, just fine-tuning the pace.